Hello, Internet, and welcome to SonyCentric, the Outerhaven's official PlayStation podcast. I'm your host, Jason Kwasnicki. I'm joined by the loyal Irish meatball, Mark Sullivan.
Hello, Internet, and welcome to SonyCentric.
Of course, on my virtual right is the lovely Delaila Lugo.
What is up?
Welcome, folks, to a spooky episode of SonyCentric. And what better way to kick off this spooky episode than to talk about the sale of the dead on the PS Store? What actually is on sale on the sale of the dead?
Alright, so yeah, if you go check out the PlayStation Store, this sale ends on November 1st. So you got some time. Save up to 85% if you're a PlayStation Plus member. But it's got some neat things. All those Dead Risings that we knew were coming, yeah, they're on sale. $14 for each one if you have PS Plus. I mean, that's kind of nice, and a lot of other horror classics. I didn't really like Outlast, but you can get Outlast pretty cheap.
Resident Evil on there?
Resident Evil 4, 5, and 6 are on there for PS4. There's a bunch of PS3 stuff, a bunch of Vita stuff, and there's also movies on sale.
What about The Order?
Yeah, no, this is... Order? What? That wasn't...
Order's kind of horror.
Why?
I heard
Because
it was on sale for
so
like $8.
bad.
I mean, you could look at it two ways. You could look at it, it was just a horrible game, and it was so horrifically bad. Or
shit.
you could look at it, the fact that you're fighting werewolves.
I mean, no, it's not on PS4. Slender, The Arrival, The Walking Dead Season 1, 2, and the Michonne miniseries thing. And a bunch of other PS3 titles. Weirdly enough, Catherine is on here.
I guess that's also somewhat of a horror story.
But, I mean, I guess you're afraid of commitment. Ooh. But...
Ooh, commitment.
But, yeah, so, I don't know, if you're... Before Halloween rolls around, if you want to play a spooky title, you can get a bunch on sale. I would go jump on that.
Speaking of sales and collections of games, Mark,
Ooh, yeah.
a collection you got, it's close to your heart. Why don't you tell people about it?
I mean, sort of close to my heart. So we have the Amnesia Collection coming to PS4, which is friggin' awesome. I never beat the Dark Descent. I've been meaning to go back to it for years. The reason I stopped playing it was because it freaked me the fuck out. Game is hella spooky. And we're getting a collection that has the Dark Descent, A Machine for Pigs, and Justine. These are all Amnesia games for $20, all three of those games. That's really nice, considering they've been basically PC exclusives for a while, and they're kind of staples in modern survival horror. They're very well, or Amnesia, especially the Dark Descent, is very well known. It's a very spooky title.
Spooky.
Awesome for getting that.
So
that's awesome.
Yeah, I have not touched any of the Amnesia titles, so maybe I'll jump in. I don't know. I got. I mean, you also back catalog.
You also haven't touched Limbo, and that takes much more precedence over anything.
I hate to break it to you, I'm not going to be touching Limbo.
Bro, yes you are. No, don't say that to me. Limbo was so good.
I'm gonna say pretty definitively, unless I just have a month where I have absolutely nothing to do and cash to spend, I'm not touching Limbo.
Man, Limbo's gonna...
It just doesn't excite me.
Limbo takes literally 3 hours to beat.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't it short? Like,
it's a very short game. It will take you 3 hours. It is worth it. Jason, come on.
You can do it in one sitting.
Yeah, really, you really can.
Mark, I don't have to do anything, okay?
Oh, man. Do it for me, man.
No, I got other shit. I still gotta play BioShock at some point. I never played. I mean, I played a little bit of the original when it came out, but like I didn't play any of the following games.
Did you beat the original?
No.
Okay, that's a problem. All right.
That's why I'm saying, dude, I have a fucking back catalog, okay? Yeah. I mean, don't fucking pressure me to play Limbo.
Yo, man, you gotta play Limbo though. So
I'll get there when I get there. Moving on. So it has come out that Red Dead Redemption 2 we'll be getting some, as Mark likes to say, exclusive shit. So yeah, basically similar to in our notes, similar to kind of deals you see with games like Destiny. It looks like Red Dead Redemption 2 will be getting some content. I don't think they clarified whether or not it would be exclusive or if it would just be coming first to PlayStation. Did they?
I have to imagine it's coming first.
Yeah, I don't think Rockstar. I don't think Rockstar.
I'm not sure that they clarified
the
that this was a. No. They we talked about this last week. Rockstar can literally do anything.
Which makes it.
They.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, all I was gonna say was which makes it actually this story somewhat surprising to me. Although they did do the same thing with Xbox and Grand Theft Auto 4, much to my dismay, last generation.
Well, they did it with not to the extent, but Auto 5. You didn't say 5, did you? You said 4, right?
I said 4, yeah, because
okay,
4, unlike 5, 4 actually had. Not only did it have story DLC, it had some of the fucking best story DLC ever in gaming, and it was it all came to Xbox 360 first, and it was timed there.
Right. I mean, PlayStation did pay a heavy amount for the marketing for 5.
$1 million.
Was it really $1 million?
I don't know. Honestly, like when you're talking with Rockstar, it's probably like $500 million.
Yeah. Well, but they did fork out the cash for that. Any Grand Theft Auto 5 commercial you saw was PlayStation branded. You saw that special headset, I think. Or that special bundle that came with the headset or whatever. I don't know. But not to mention, historically, Rockstar has been very, very heavily associated with PlayStation. This doesn't necessarily surprise me. Hopefully, this isn't exclusive. It's just timed, but at the same time, I guess just to get money. If you're getting money, yeah, put in timed stuff. But really need to be timed if you're putting it on one system.
I just saw an article that confirmed it's first access.
Okay, but so if you can put it on one, just put it on both. But I guess Sony's paying for that so that they can that sweet marketing deal.
Yeah, people forget Grand Theft Auto 3. The one that kind of really made the series a mainstream juggernaut. That was originally a PS2 only game. I mean, it did eventually come to Xbox,
but when it first came out,
yeah,
it was counted as exclusive.
And it was a burst of jet fuel for fucking PS2 sales back in the day.
Oh, absolutely. It was like, frankly, the first game of its kind.
Mm-hmm.
Another kind of, I don't know. This kind of is kind of disappointing. Because Xbox One owners, they have backwards compatibility with Red Dead Redemption. Meanwhile, us on the PlayStation side, we're getting Red Dead Redemption added to PlayStation Now.
Right.
Fuck that.
That's kind of a shame. Not to knock PlayStation Now, but I feel like we were kind of holding out and hoping for maybe not an HD remaster, but at least a PS2 on PS4 kind of situation.
It doesn't need to be an HD remaster.
Right. The game still looks or not PS2 on PS4. Wow, it's PS3. It's a PS3 game. But I don't know. This just seems kind of disappointing.
I'm hoping that when the game comes out, that they just give it to us. Like,
oh, that'd be nice.
As a download
like a South
or something.
Park
like
situation.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be
I don't
really
know.
nice.
I don't think they really need
happen.
it. I don't think they really feel they need to invest the resources.
I just think it's been so long since a lot of people played that game, that like I think we deserve it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, do you? You entitled gamer, you.
Wow.
I mean, I know I'm saving my 7-day free trial on PS Now for when that comes out.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Gonna be able to finish it in 7 days.
I don't know, man. We'll see. I can do a lot of things in 7 days.
Like watch a videotape. And
Come on, man. I was trying to stay away from that joke, and you fucking dragged us down to that level.
Well, you had to say the 7 days thing, man. You left me an opening.
So, the director for Overwatch has announced... God, what's his fucking name again? Mark, you probably have the article up.
It's Scott Mercer, the principal designer.
Principal designer. I'm sorry.
Should be.
Correct me.
I did. That's what I'm here for, man.
So, the principal designer of Overwatch has officially announced that the current competitive season of Overwatch will end November 24th, and shortly after, it's only like a few days, they're giving it this time, the third season will begin.
Yeah, it's a week.
Yeah, it's a much shorter amount of time than it was in the past.
Yeah, because we were supposed to have a 2-week grace period in between seasons. But now this is just 1 week. It's interesting.
Yeah, and the major focus, I think, of his comments were that as opposed to last time where there were huge changes to the rating system in between seasons, this time they're staying with the same ranking system, but they're kind of adjusting for what they perceived as flaws in the first go-around. So specifically, they saw a lot of people, for example, hitting like higher ranks early on that maybe shouldn't have, to put it kindly.
Right.
A lot of people hitting platinum.
People were placing way higher, and most people were placing way higher than they had anticipated, and not that many people were placing in the lower tiers.
And then you had people, they would lose a few matches, get placed with a lot of, players that may have been rated higher, but were poor performers, and kind of get stuck in this never-ending loop. I mean, because at the end of the day, they can talk about, your skill ranking reflecting your own skill, but at the end of the day, it's a team game, and, if you're getting matched with shitty players, you're going to keep losing, and your rank's going to keep going down.
Right.
But
yeah.
They keep saying they're going to try to adjust the ranking system to reflect more your personal ranking versus, your win-loss, your team ranking. I don't know how the fuck that's possible. Like, especially given there's no KD ratio or anything in the game.
Right, and also considering there's different classes, like, are you measuring it based on healing for healers and eliminations for, DPS?
Well, interestingly enough, I watched a video on YouTube about that very thing, and there's no concrete evidence. It's all kind of based on how much they saw their rank go up and down compared to their stats. But the video was mainly showing how damage dealers kind of would go up and down in rank faster than healers, specifically because the theory is that your ranking either increases or decreases based on like how much, say, if you're doing a damage dealing class, how much DPS you do in a match relative to the average amount of DPS done in a game, if that makes sense. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So, like, for healers, if you're winning a game, you're not doing as much healing. Therefore, you're not doing as much healing relative to the average amount of healing done. Therefore, even if you win, your rank doesn't go up that much, if that makes sense.
Right.
So it's like, it's a lot of like statistics and shit, but like at the end of the day, it's even the stuff that's meant to reflect your skills is still affected by the team aspect of the game.
Yes, exactly. Even if, like, let's say I was playing a healer and we were playing a really crappy team, and I didn't have to do much healing because of it, like, that would then impact my skill in
You're
some way.
You're not getting as much of a boost to your ranking,
right,
as you would otherwise.
That's not cool.
Same with like damage dealers, not losing as much when they lose because they do so much damage. You know what I'm saying? It's the whole system. I feel like it needs to be overhauled again. I was never a fan of a point-based system to begin with. I wanted a straight-up like ladder, like an individualized ladder, and you could rank it relative to other people rather than having your statistics compared to others. I don't know if I'm making any sense, but I just wanted a ladder system, and they like half-assed a ladder system in this last season, but hey.
I was actually okay with this ranking system, even though, like, I agree, even when I climb rank, I felt like some people on my team or on the opposing team I was just like, how are you this rank? Like, you're really bad. Maybe it was a bad match, I don't know, but no matter what rank, I find that people they just don't get the game, and it's like, how could you be that high in rank when you clearly don't understand this game? And with Overwatch, it's very easy to see who is actually like gets the game and who doesn't, not just based off characters they pick, but just based off like what they do. So yeah, I was okay with this ranking. Could it be tweaked? Yeah. Do I think that having this specific ranking based on skill, I don't see how that can be measured in a way that's fair to all players that play various characters. Like, I switch between all kinds of characters. I'm not dominantly anything. I mean, mostly DPS and healing and tank. I don't really touch defense, but I don't see how that's gonna work at all. But I have faith in Blizzard, totally.
Yeah, case in point to what you're saying about being able to tell who gets the game and who doesn't. I was playing earlier. I just prestige for the first time, so now I'm getting loot crates like crazy. So I've just been playing a bunch of matches, and I've been playing a bunch as Ana, because like Ana has quickly become like my favorite character. She's replaced Mercy.
Oh no.
No, Ana's dope, because dude, and it's like fate too, because Pharah and Mercy were my favorites. And Ana is basically a mixture of the two. It's like the two. It's like the two got together, had a lesbian love fest, and had a baby.
Well, that would be weird because
except Ana is Farah's mother.
The lore, so, Jason. Don't forget the lore.
Time and space would collapse. But no. But I was playing as Ana, and obviously Ana's ultimate is the nano boost that makes somebody super powered on your team for like 10 seconds or whatever.
You're powered up, get in there.
Exactly. So like, I was on a team with somebody playing as someone as Zarya, and I kept nano boosting them, and whenever I would nano boost them, they would just, instead of like going into the enemy and like trying to utilize the nano boost, they would back up and like wait for me to heal them up. Which is like, they would stand there not fighting the enemy. It's shit like that like grinds my gears, and that's all I'll say about that.
I want to pose a question.
What?
So Ana's kind of like, like old enough to be, grandma status.
Yeah.
Now she uses the nano boost on herself to become a nana boost.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
I mean,
she's a
NILF.
NILF.
Know these answers, man.
She's a NILF.
NILF, a nana. I'd like to. Never mind. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Anywho, moving on.
She's the Overwatch thought, though. Just saying.
What's that?
She's the Overwatch hoe.
Damn.
Jesus Christ. Let's move on from this topic. I want to move on and ask you guys a question.
What?
What have you been playing? And I know the answer. You guys, nothing.
No, I did touch one thing. Finally, over this weekend.
What was that, Mark?
I went to my hometown this weekend. And you know what when you want to play video games but you're traveling, you know what you usually take with you?
A Game Boy?
Your PlayStation Vita!
Oh.
So I loaded that bad boy up for the first time in quite a while, and you know what I installed on it?
I don't know, what did you install on it, Mark?
That sweet, sweet World of Final Fantasy demo.
No more blue balls.
No more blue balls.
That demo that's not in the game?
A demo that's not in the game, but you know what? That was a fun demo, and yeah, I enjoyed it. I wish I could be playing the game.
Well, Mark, I've actually had the game for quite a while now.
What?
And I've been enjoying it.
You didn't tell me? You didn't invite me over?
Mark, I fucking said I had the game last week.
Oh, did you? Damn it. Wait, on the show?
Yeah, I said it on the show.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it. Alright. I don't remember that.
You can see my review up on the Outerhaven. I don't know if anybody listening to the show knows, but we are part of the Outerhaven. Cool little... Yeah, .net, not .com.
Yo, Com's out of here.
My review's up there. I gave it 4 stars out of 5.
That's terrible. I don't want to buy that game.
The quote I used is, "Just needed a rug to tie it together." If anybody gets the reference.
How does that work? You can't tie shit with rugs.
Obviously, someone hasn't seen The Big Lebowski.
Oh, I actually haven't seen The Big Lebowski.
Mark, what the fuck? Like, why do I even have you on this show?
Damn!
I'm gonna replace you with somebody. I'm on the lookout. Send your resumes in the comments.
I am the co-host. I disagree strongly.
Anywho, so basically, quick one sentence. Great game, great classic JRPG, and really funny at times. Actually, there is some good writing in it, but overall, like, the overarching plot, like the actual original stuff that they use to give you an excuse to tie everything together, it's just like, what the fuck? It's like Kingdom Hearts levels of what the fuck.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me. So, I don't know much about the story. I don't really want to know until I play it, the actual game. I can say that since this game was announced, I've been touting it to myself and others as an actual fully fledged console record keeper, in the sense that you're utilizing characters from a bunch of different Final Fantasy games, and they're all there interacting with each other. If there's one thing that's weak about Record Keeper, it definitely is that overarching story that explains, why you're reliving all these moments out, why you're able to use all these characters and build up. It's like kind of weak. It makes sense, but it's kind of weak. But that's not really a story-driven game. This being that way, World of Final Fantasy, that is, I can see why it's a little disappointing with the story not really making sense on a Kingdom Hearts
I'd
level.
actually say World of Final Fantasy is more like Pokemon.
Okay.
In the sense of, like, because you're capturing, like, pretty much the entire bestiary of the Final Fantasy series, including, like, summons and stuff.
And I do want to point out that this is not the first time that series has done that. I feel like a lot of people forget that 13.2 also did that, but not in the...
This actually shares a lot in common with 13.2.
Okay.
Just overall, like, because 13.2 actually was a good game, gameplay-wise as well. Its story was just fucking absurd.
Absolutely.
Like, you know what? If 13.2 had the fast forward button that this game has, I might have enjoyed that game a hell of a lot more.
I mean, but 13.2 also, like, catching monsters was random entirely. Whereas from what I could tell from the demo, and obviously it's not changing the final game, I'm sure, but there's an actual condition that you have to meet in order to capture the enemies in World of Final Fantasy, which is much smarter. It's much more Pokemon-like.
Yes.
And it makes it actually a mechanic. So that's reassuring. That has me excited.
Yes, and it can be as simple as hit them with a general attack them with an elemental damage, inflict poison on them. Right. It could be any number of conditions. Honestly, though, I found, and this is funny because it's also a lot like Pokemon, at the point of the game I'm in, I only collect certain, they call them mirages in the lore of the game. Yeah. I only collect certain ones that I need specifically for, like, their abilities that impact the world outside of battle. So, like, kind of the rough World of Final Fantasy equivalent of, like, in Pokemon you have swim and fly and shit. Right. That let you traverse different types of terrain. So only when I need a specific ability do I really go out of my way to capture them, because at this point I've upgraded mine so much, and many of them have the ability to, like, what they call transmogrify between different forms. So, for instance, like, my baby behemoth can become a regular behemoth. My cockatrice can become a Valofor. And they're, like, all super powerful and all their abilities stack. So it's like, there's no point in trying to start a new one at this point, because they'd be so much weaker.
But I'm totally gonna collect them all. And I'm gonna drive myself nuts doing that.
You can, dude. They said before release at one point that there'd be like 100+ hours of gameplay, and they're not lying. There technically is, like, I would argue probably that much, if not more.
I mean, believe it or not, I think I put in 150 to 160 hours into Final Fantasy 13 to get the platinum, and people often touted that game as lacking in content as far as side stories go. I have no doubt that World of Final Fantasy is going to keep me busy, is basically what I'm saying. If I was able to pull that much time out of 13, this game has a ton to do on the side and a ton of extras to do, I can tell.
Do you have any sense of what the trophy roadmap is? I know you're not too much into trophies. Maybe Mark knows.
I've not been paying attention. I have something like 20 hours in the game, and I have like 7% of the trophies.
So I'm fairly certain you do have to capture all the monsters in order to get a trophy. I'm pretty sure that is a requirement. I saw that there's a Coliseum that you have to complete.
With like online functionality, you can fight other people. I couldn't really do that because there was nobody on when I had the game.
That's fair, yeah.
There's also another side in that same like hub world. There's also like this side area where not only can you recruit, the characters from previous Final Fantasies, they're called champions in this world.
Yeah.
You can recruit them as like special attacks, kind of like as summons. But you can go and do like special side quests that continue their individual stories. Because the way it works is like you'll just encounter all these Final Fantasy characters throughout your quest, and then you'll keep going with your journey, and they'll go their separate way. Because the game is the story very much plays out like an anime. It even has anime cutscenes.
That sounds so dope.
Where well, I mean, that's the thing is like a stereotypical anime, the overarching plot is like fucking mush.
Yeah, man,
yes,
that depends on the anime, bro.
The individual episodes, like, because of the dynamics of the characters are somewhat well written, so it's enjoyable. Some of the dialogue, but and it can be pretty funny at times, but like there's just no drama really to, like, for example, I'm like about 20 hours through or whatnot, and I still don't know what is the main villain. Like, I've seen the main villain like twice. It's still not explained. Like, there was a whole character that sends you on this quest in the beginning of the game,
right?
And I have not seen her since like the first half hour of the game. It's just like, what the fuck? Nothing has been explained to me yet.
Well, honestly, like, if we want to double back to 13.2 again, I don't know if I ever understood Caius. Or that whole, like, I got it, like, I understood the whole time travel thing, but I don't know if I ever really understood his motivation. I don't really know if I ever understood the reason we were doing what we were doing. Dude, it might be because I haven't played that game in a really long time.
It's simple. Caius and Lightning were fighting on horseback through space and time.
Or like Odin back.
For the soul of the universe. Yo, that's actually something, because the one thing I liked about Lightning was how, like, Odin was like the horse,
right? Like
in the game. Yeah. That was one cool thing I loved about the 13 series. And in her animation attack, it's called Gestalt, like assault. It's like a Gestalt attack or Gestalt.
Yeah, because that's
assault.
what it was that's what the whole spiel about turning into a vehicle was in 13.
Yeah, but Odin's not in it in her animation.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's stupid.
I know, right?
I mean, so real quick about Lightning, she's wearing her Lightning Returns garb, right? Because that's all I've ever seen her in that game wearing.
You can't really tell because it's a chibi.
Yeah, but like, well, no, you can tell because you can just tell from the color. Is it like really dark gray?
No. It's OG 13.
Okay, well that's better because all I've ever seen is like the Lightning Returns garb, and I'm kind of disappointed in that because that was honestly Lightning at her worst, in my opinion.
Yeah, I didn't play Lightning Returns, so I cannot.
Lightning
comment.
Returns, just to close the. I feel that we need to move on just to close this conversation off. Lightning Returns was a good game. It was not a good Final Fantasy, and it was definitely. It was somehow making the story of that series worse than 13-2 did, but I genuinely did enjoy the way that game played.
Okay, well, yeah, like you said, to close off the conversation of World of Final Fantasy, I recommend any Final Fantasy fan to actually play it.
Yeah,
it's
man.
a good game. It has also the combat. It nails it. Like, I'm fucking addicted to capturing like the fucking mirages, Pokemon, whatever, and the turn-based combat. It's essentially active time combat. They just throw in this stacking system, where after you capture these mirages, you have to stack them, based on their size, and you are part of these stacks. So you can either be in your chibi form, and you'll be like a small version of you in the stack, or if you're regular form, you're at the bottom, you're the large. And based on the stacks you make, you combine the stats of everybody in the stack, and you combine to get different abilities. So like, you combine 2 mirages that have fire, you get Fira, all that kind of shit. It's really fun.
Hopefully, by the time this episode airs, I'll be able to play it.
Hopefully,
because once again, Mark is getting screwed over by the mail delivery services.
Those mailmen, I'm surprised they're not just taking their pants down and taking a dump on your fucking porch, dude.
Yeah, well, you know what? If my package shows up like that tomorrow, I'm gonna be really upset. So yeah, the game comes out the day that we're recording, but I'm not getting the game until tomorrow for some reason. So I'm a little upset with Square Enix, the online store, because I got that collector's edition and I was hoping to open it today.
Maybe next time you can, I don't know, ask them for a review copy. Oh, wait.
Oh, whatever, dude. Just rub it in. Just rub it in.
Anywho, speaking of another game that I've been playing a bunch and I want to talk briefly, because actually, I was very much happy with World of Final Fantasy. However, I felt like World of Final Fantasy was I got what I expected. I was surprised by the humor. I didn't think the writing would be quite as good. I mean, I don't want to oversell the writing because it's not like that great. There are like some real misses, and there are things that you're gonna definitely want to use that fast forward button on.
What I did read that was great though was the flavor text on the mirages.
Yes, it's pretty funny.
I was reading some of those today, and it was a fucking riot.
It's pretty funny. Like, there's one bit of flavor text where it's like, because all the flavor text is from the perspective of like your little sidekick companion, who's fucking her dialogue is annoying as shit, because for some reason they decided that she would insert the word "the" in between, like. So take a phrase like, "How are you doing today?" This companion that follows you throughout the entire game, it's like she's part of your party, even though you don't control her always in combat. You can control her, but
right.
Like every line of dialogue. So say she said, "How are you doing today?" It would be like, "How are you doing today?" Or like,
what the hell?
Yeah, it's so, and it gets so fucking annoying because like sometimes they insert the like 3 times into one sentence. So it's like, "How are you doing today?" It's oh my god. Anywho, like I said, there are some real hits, but some extreme misses. But let's move on to something that really took me by surprise in a positive way. Battlefield 1.
Ooh.
Which I can't believe you guys have yet to play.
Well, I mean, like,
I just beat another game, but I'm hearing great things and I'm seeing great things. I'm watching my boyfriend play it, but do go on.
No, I only say that because like I was genuinely surprised. Like in a way, like I feel like this game actually.
Here we go.
The dog, yeah.
No. I was actually what you're about to say, because I think you said it on our team chat, which was a pretty bold statement.
Oh, the game of the year, yeah.
Oh, yes. I want you to say this on the show.
Yes, I'm going to.
Oh my god.
As soon as my dog shuts up, so I can restart. Shh. So, I feel like this game is actually in the running now for my game of the year. Alongside Overwatch and Uncharted 4.
Wow. That is ludicrous.
Because not only is this, in my opinion, like a return to form for Battlefield, because like I haven't really been into Battlefield since like Bad Company, and even before then, like I mean, my favorite has always been 1942. Like you could never argue that the series was any better up until now, I think.
I don't know. I feel Battlefield 2 stands pretty high up there.
No, I mean there are people who certainly will. I'm not saying there are people who won't argue. I just think they're wrong.
Well, I mean that's fair.
You're wrong, Mark. Just let it sink in.
Hey, man, Bad Company 2 was probably
Bad Company
my
2
favorite.
was a great game. Yeah, that was a great game.
Bad Company 2 is phenomenal.
But I haven't seen like a military shooter come along that I feel redefines I think the genre, like the military shooter genre, as much as this game does. And I'm not just talking about the single player campaign either, which, you know, it's become quite a famous or I should say infamous, the opening scene, the intro when you first plopped into the game, and it kind of just has you switching back and forth between guys. It just opens with a black screen saying like, you know, you will die, you can't prevent this, and then you go between all these guys, you're getting killed in the trenches, and it just shoots you over to another guy, you get killed, goes to another guy.
A really intelligent way of opening a game in that time period.
Exactly. A time period that has yet to be explored, which as a history buff myself, like
at least from a first person perspective.
Right.
Valiant Hearts did tackle World War One in a much different way.
Mm-hmm. But you know, and I haven't finished the game. I've only played one of there are 5 vignettes, war stories as they're called. I've only played through the entirety of one of them. But it was so impactful. Like the story, it's about a tank crew, and you're basically just going through this one mission as part of an offensive. You have to break through the German lines, and you do, but then your tank breaks down. You gotta like go find replacement parts and make your way back through German lines. And the story, like, I've never played a military shooter, and I guess by military shooter at this point I'm just referring, because Medal of Honor is no longer a thing, Call of Duty and Battlefield, but I've never played a military shooter where I actually really gave a shit about what was going on with the characters.
Right.
But like, my god, like it gets visceral, and like you feel emotion.
Yeah.
I don't know, like it really upped the game. There's no way Call of Duty is gonna outshine this at all. If anything, I think this game might hurt Call of Duty sales, actually.
This year, I feel I might agree with you, especially if they continue this whole thing with Modern Warfare Remastered. A lot of people are pretty fed up about. And people have, I don't know. Like the game so the beta just happened for Infinite Warfare, and people are high on it. People are excited about it, but that's probably just the same people that buy Call of Duty every year. Right. Whereas Battlefield is doing something significantly different than a lot of first-person shooters have done in recent years. And it's not only something significantly different, but they're doing it really well.
Yes.
DICE, like from everything you told us here and everything you've told us off air, it's very, very well done.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with military shooters is most of the time, not all the time, this campaign is kind of the weak point. You just kind of like fly through it and then play multiplayer the rest of the time. And I feel like a lot of people that do play Call of Duty, like you mentioned, Mark, the people that play it year by year, are still going to be into Call of Duty more so, just because that's what they want out of the game. They like to play the same game over and over again. They like that mechanic. It's
the same people that buy Madden year after year or
right.
NBA year after year.
And I don't think they're going after it for the story. And from what I've seen from Battlefield, like the story is very, very immersive, and I have to agree with you, Jason, that I haven't seen a military shooter go in that direction that strongly in a while, if at all. I can't really remember.
The last time I remember was.
I was.
Oh, sorry.
No. Go ahead. Maybe World at War. I don't know.
Well, it's not. It wasn't a big name, but Brothers in Arms.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Even Brothers in Arms, I never felt as attached to those characters as I do here. I think the tech that DICE uses and how visceral everything feels when you're playing it has a lot to do with that.
Right.
Yeah, and so, when I was watching if you played it, now I'm like confused. Do I want to get Battlefield 1 or do I want to get Titanfall 2, which comes out Friday? So for story, I feel like I would get that game, which is kind of weird to say considering it's Battlefield. That is typically a multiplayer experience, dominantly a multiplayer experience. So I don't know.
The only times I can remember Battlefield campaigns being any good were the Bad Company days.
Right.
And it wasn't even like a good campaign. It was just separate the words good and enjoyable, and it was enjoyable. I don't know that it was necessarily good same way that this is good, but
this is intense.
Right. Back then it was fun. Battlefield 3's campaign I played over and over again because of the trophies. That campaign was not great. And from what I played of 4, I haven't even beaten 4 because it's once again not great. This, even just the opening, and not even playing it, but just hearing about it kind of gave me chills.
And another aspect, not even, then this is going over into the multiplayer a bit. One of the things that, because I loved Battlefield 1942 so much, and again, I liked Bad Company, but one of the things over the years that, because Battlefield has kind of stuck with the modern warfare, I don't know what you want to call it, motif, I don't know, the multiplayer has very much devolved, had very much devolved into these kind of long-range sniper battles, essentially, because every class was a sniper. Because it's fucking modern warfare. Everything's fought at long distances. Do you understand?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, one of the things I really like about the multiplayer here is that this kind of solves that issue, because it is true, the battlefield is still very much big in multiplayer, and you're still dying or getting killed at long ranges, but I feel like it's more earned, because as opposed to Battlefield 3 or 4, where you're just running around and you spawn, you run, 3 seconds later you get sniped by someone who's just posted up on the edge of a map. Here you have everybody is fighting in waves. Everybody's literally crawling across the map, because that's what fucking happened in World War I. You have artillery barrages going on. You have zeppelins overhead fucking dropping shit. Like, it actually feel like, even though it's still that Battlefield, it's a wide open range. You're getting shot at from all sides. And it ordinarily can feel kind of annoying, and it feels like deaths are cheap or unearned. Here it feels like, I don't know what the word for it is. I guess it's just much more fun, and it feels more in tune with the motif of the game, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Because literally, like, you're crawling through with the rest of your squad. Everybody's throwing healing packs and ammo packs at each other, just like fucking trying to survive. Meanwhile, some dude runs over the hill with a horse and starts slicing all of you up. It's fucking visceral and crazy. And
oh my god, those horses are tanks.
Yeah, the horses are ridiculous. Like, you can take a machine gun and start mowing them down at a distance, and they'll still keep coming at you. It's ridiculous. But, yeah, I mean, I don't have that many complaints. There's still some frustrating aspects, I think, of the multiplayer. Although a lot of it, I think, just comes down to me not having played Battlefield in a while. Like, I only played 3 and 4 a cursory amount, so I just have to get used to it again.
Right.
But, man, because it is very different from Destiny or Call of Duty or Overwatch.
100%. I mean, you gotta learn how to pilot planes and all kinds of things.
Oh, don't even be telling me about that. I flew into a Zeppelin like twice. Because it's very sensitive. I do like how they captured kind of the fucking unwieldiness of the tech at the time.
Right.
I mean, that might just be Battlefield. Traditionally, I've never been able to fly a plane or jet in Battlefield.
Oh, I'm normally very good at that shit, actually. Especially like in Grand Theft Auto.
Well, if that's fair. I don't know. Usually for me, it's just in Battlefield. Battlefield makes it very, very, I guess, loyal. But with that loyalty comes a certain amount of complication to how that whole thing functions. I feel like the only Battlefield game I was able to pilot a plane fine was Battlefield 1943, the arcade World War II one.
Oh, right.
Which was fantastic.
Yeah, I remember what you're talking about.
But hey, at least there's no helicopters. Right?
Oh god, Battlefield Vietnam.
Or, I think 3 3 had them, so did 4. God. Very, very,
No, yeah, overall the game is amazing. I'll have to play it more before I can truly consider it in the running, but I think it is. And we still have more to come. We still have Final Fantasy 15 and The Last Guardian.
No, but before those come out, I'm gonna play Limbo, right?
Yo, fuck Limbo. I'm not gonna play it now.
Speaking of The Last Guardian, it went gold.
Yeah, that's right!
So, what is his name? The director of the game tweeted that it was finished and went gold, and then deleted the tweet, and then Shuhei Yoshida tweeted it.
Yeah, that was a little weird, but
somebody done fucked up.
But well, yeah, but at least we can't really claim that. Oh, maybe it's not actually gold, because if Shuhei said something, then I have to imagine it's true. So,
I imagine they didn't want to say anything though.
Well, cat's out of the bag. Game finally gold.
That's some dank news right there.
That is some dank news.
There it goes.
There it goes.
I have also been playing games, believe it or not.
Yeah, Jason, what the hell? You never asked Delaila.
I didn't close the segment yet.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, sorry. Did you want to say anything else on your Battlefield?
No.
Okay.
I already spent enough time trying to say something, but not being able to find the fucking words for it. So it's just like 5 minutes of dead air.
Oh, man.
Gotcha.
Folk.
What have you been playing, Delaila?
I've finally beat Tomb Raider.
Rise?
Yes, Rise of the Tomb Raider. And I'm hoping to platinum it by this weekend.
Oh my god.
Fucking trophy whores.
Yo, how many platinums are you at now? Because you did Deus Ex.
Yes, which I hadn't mentioned on the show yet. I did platinum Deus Ex, Deus Ex 2
you did
weeks
it.
ago.
You said last week, I think, didn't you?
I said it post-show.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, okay, go on.
I had like a little venting session with you guys.
That's right, you did. Okay.
But yeah, so I think Deus Ex put me at 56, so Tomb Raider will put me at 57.
Oh my god, I gotta get to work. You're catching up.
But yeah, Tomb Raider is great. It's so a lot of people are gonna compare it to Uncharted 4. I mean, visually, it's nothing compared to Uncharted 4, but it's also a different game. So I never respected Lara Croft more than in this game. I felt like you definitely got to know her character a lot more here. Also, the visuals might not have been good, but it's more of an RPG than Uncharted 4. And I feel like it's more open world. Like you'll go through like linear areas and then have like a more like an open world section, and
Right,
you'll
it's like
have
the
that
first
in
one.
every location. Which most people probably know by now. It's been out for the Xbox for a year or more. But I really liked it. The story, of course, it can't touch Uncharted anyway. So I don't even want to compare them. But it was a great game. Looking forward to platinuming it, and I think that you guys should definitely get on that. It had its hooks in me all throughout. I honestly didn't do any homework just to play that game, and that's bad but good for me because I hadn't gotten to play games before that.
I gotta finish the first one before I start Rise.
Yeah, I've never even played the first one.
I got I'm where am I? I'm at the part where she just found the dude and his arm's broken. I gotta climb the mountain and there are wolves.
Yeah.
I don't know if that means anything to anybody.
Nope.
I mean, it's not really a story-driven game in my opinion. I enjoy it more for the RPG aspects and the gameplay. So.
Right, that's one thing I think it has over Uncharted, is that how that like survivalist aspect of it, and how you're like fighting off animals and stuff.
Yes. And I just want to say with Deus Ex, because those are the only 2 games I've played recently, is that I'm really upset about their breach mode. And I don't want to take too much time on the podcast talking about it, but in a nutshell, let's just say there were 4 trophies that were required to get the platinum. And now this was after me beating the game, doing all these logging, like I had to log so much on paper to make sure I was keeping track with a bunch of missable trophies that it has. And then I did permadeath mode, which I actually really enjoyed. I must have done it in one sitting. And then they made you do breach. And I thought, most online trophies are just, play it for a couple of hours, get to this level, and that's it, you got the platinum. But this online breach mode was A, really bad, B, like you had to play pretty much, it was terrible. It was just terribly designed. But the worst part about it is that I had to pay $5 in the PlayStation Store in order to get the platinum, because they have these walls that you can't pass unless you have firewall keys, and you get that keys randomly in like loot boxes kind of things as you progress through the levels. And I did not have a key by the time I reached that last boss, and so I had already put so many wasted hours into that mode that I was just like, fuck this, and I put the $5 in, got the platinum. It was terrible, it was difficult, it was annoying, it was badly designed. I don't know what Eidos Montreal was thinking putting that, but if you make another Deus Ex, please
Want your money.
Leave it. Clearly, it was so predatory. I mean, most games have microtransactions nowadays. Most of them are cosmetics. Some of them are play to win, but like it's usually for free to play games, and it's usually like there's ways around it. This, I felt like I had no way around it unless I wanted to waste another, 15 hours of my life farming for firewall keys.
Hey Delilah, I have some advice. I have some advice for you. No. Chill out!
Oh my god.
You had
God damn it.
No, but yeah, that's fucking, that sucks. Hey man, but they know. They're making money off your trophy whoring ways.
It was terrible. Predators.
So, good week. We all got some gaming in, I think.
A little bit.
Some good stress release. A little bit. I got a lot of gaming in because I finally got some days off.
Yeah, man.
Almost 2 back to back.
Time.
It's almost like a weekend. After like 14 days straight of working.
Damn.
But life goes on, and we'll keep covering the PlayStation Beat because this is SonyCentric. the Outerhaven's official PlayStation podcast. Yes, it was a segue, Mark.
I
Way
said
to
it
point
was
it
nice.
out. Way to
Damn!
point it out while I'm in the middle of my fucking outro.
This fucking hostility today.
If we did a good job,
damn.
please like this video and subscribe for more content. As always, I'm your host, Jason Kwasnicki. If you would like to see more of our written content, head on over to www.theouterhaven.net, where you can find stuff like the review I just did for World of Final Fantasy. Go on, check it out, read it. Sorry, my fucking dog is biting my hand.
Oh.
Your dog wants to do the outro.
She does. As always, I was joined by my loyal Irish faithful companion co-host, Mark Sullivan, and the lovely Spanish diva, Delaila Lugo. Spanish diva, is that cool? What would you prefer?
I don't know, but not that.
Okay.
I don't know. I'll deal
Come
with
up with
it.
a name.
I'll deal with it for
I literally came up with that in like.
Irish meatball, to be honest with you, even though I'm not Irish.
Okay, but Mark's the Irish meatball. So what are we
I
gonna
don't
do?
even know where Irish meatball came from.
What are we gonna do about this situation?
I don't know. We're gonna have to meditate on it and come back, but I hope it's something as cool as Irish meatball.
This has been SonyCentric, folks. Peace out, internet.
Later.
Bye.